Human Errors Transform Animated's third season, 9th episode, 38th overall, and originally aired April 25th, 2009. In it, the Autobots are still trapped in Soundwave's VR, so Sorry has to put together a team to save them. Shenanigans ensue. The episode appropriately picks up right at the end of the last episode. In this lighting, Optimus ironically looks like shattered glass. That'll be ironic, and I'll tell you at the end of the episode. The animators remember that Sorry blasted a hole in Soundwave's back thing.
I plan to be a rock star, master on the keytar.
But a loose wire sends the blast effect at Soundwave. As the VR reality starts breaking, Prowl uses his opportunity to escape, and gets captured again just as quickly. Then with Discord white mode, they're back to being human. Well, damn it. Soundwave's looking pretty rough with his face and hand in this shot. And I guess the whole reason why Soundwave turned Autobots into humans was as an experiment to see if his mind control can work on humans. And it does. Who you think bought the Soundwave 4-fan zone? You think it was his wife or someone on the force? You think they did it ironically, or they even got the Witwickies? Bulkhead starts swinging around a traffic light, which is why Prowl's toy came with a traffic light during Season 1, and I never had that figure as a kid. Ratchet suggests we find Soundwave's user Sona. Despite being white at the beginning of the episode, Soundwave is now represented by Sound Blaster colors. This was still the era where Sound Blaster was just the goth repaint of Soundwave before they retconned him to be this own separate mercenary character for no good reason. But conveniently, the Automen find their vehicle modes. Fanzone doesn't talk in the episode, he just has archival grunts. This opportunity to not have and this is why I hate peoples. When Pixel transition, Sorry is unaffected by the sound waves, but Isaac is. Escaping, and then with the Automen, they're driving exactly how Detroit people drive in the winter.
This ain't so hard. One with the machine.
I mean, I can't really complain, I can drive.
Hey, take it easy, Leadfoot.
Hey, that's someone else! They chase Soundwave into the drive-in. Sounds pretty retro for the future, but it's closed not just for the winter. You can tell there's holes in the screen. The detail of Ratchet still driving backwards and Optimus' hoses out. But then they're surrounded and restrained. And because Prowl's on a motorcycle, it just has to create handcuffs. You think his design is the way it is just because they ran out of money? Soundwave hits them with some hypnosis, meaning the first 8 minutes of the episode was a big trip to get back to the center of the last episode. Sorry makes it to Dinobot Island, which still has a big old hole in it. She gets harassed by a particularly plump Grimlock and extra skinny Swoop. They're uninterested in helping Sorry, and they also ditch the other one for acting like a pet. Grimlock weirdly walks, like his legs kind of look like they spin around as he walks away. And this is the last time we see animated Grimlock. Turns out Scrapper washed ashore on Dinobot Island. He's apparently been here for 48 days, just castawayed, with a bender rust beard. So if it's Christmas Day, then 48 days ago, Three's a Crowd took place in October, right? And then the last 3 episodes happened over the course of October and November.
You named him Snarl?
Well, I was gonna call him Slag, but I think he took it as an insult.
I heard somewhere that an original idea for the episode was Sorry teaming up with the SUV, which could have been fun, but using the extra Transformers is such a fun idea.
So you ain't seen Mixmaster or Dirt Boss around, have you?
As I talked about in Three's a Crowd, there's been an idea to do Devastator since that episode, so they were never considered to be killed off, so Mixmaster and Dirt Boss were either teleported away with Waspinator and Black Arachnia, or worse, they washed up on shore of Ohio. Or Canada. Getting Scrapper to build a boat and the 3 head out, but Scrapper doesn't want to help out. He wants to go up north and get some Alberta dirt. But Sorry says, "You'll be a hero if you like it or not, young man." Then Wreck-Gar finally got unstuck from the lake floor. Absolute treat that they brought him back. Wasn't really expecting them to do it as a kid. And now they have the substitute Autobots. Time to
Transform and roll out!
Hi-yo, Snarl! Ha!
Well, that went about as well as you could expect, especially because they didn't think of a plan yet.
The element of surprise.
And with the hypnotic Autobots, the substitute Autobots get into a fight, which goes about as well as you could imagine. But then Sorry starts thinking to divide and conquer. A little hypocritical of their stick-together plan earlier, but whatever, it seems to be it's working again. Wreck-Gar has an accordion because that's Weird Al's weapon of choice, and Prowl is the first one to snap out of it, so Optimus grabs Laserbeak and has a guitar battle with Soundwave. Like, literally using the axe guitar as a literal axe and chopping them in half, which deactivates the small soldiers and renders Soundwave back into his box form. Laserbeak grabs him and flies away. There wasn't any plans for him to return in Season 4, so maybe Soundwave just comes back every other season. And thus the day and Christmas is saved. Scrapper and Snarl go back to the island. Wreck-Gar is not joining them or anything, he's just gonna be around. So every episode after this, we just have to keep that in mind, that he's still around.
A wise organic once said we should be thankful for the things we have.
Like family?
Like family.
This episode's fine, but Wreck-Gar, of course, is as iconic as ever.
Wreck-Gar, you're with me.
Gosh, this is so sudden. Aren't we a little young to go steady?
The idea of using the extra cast is so funny and just feels like playing with actual Transformer toys, using the leftover cast to get the old one back. I didn't mention this in part 1, but I really like how Starry has matured. Now, I never thought that Starry was completely annoying. She's calmed down a lot while still having a fun attitude.
The leader stuff really takes it out of you. I don't know how you do it.
Honestly, Sorry, we never realized how difficult it is to be human either.
It's definitely her best characterization. Too bad there's only 4 more episodes. Then on the other hand, the ending fight might go on a little too long. I can accept that Pal ripped off toy Soundwave and then the real one somehow got involved and used some to rebuild his body, just hiding out in the sewers for 2 seasons. But also, where exactly did Laserbeak and Ratbat come from? The animation's a little sloppy, but the big problem with the episode is the fact that it's a 2-parter. Given that I said earlier, the first 8 minutes were completely pointless as we get back to the Autobots being captured.
Know your episode's in trouble when your first 2 act breaks are the same plot point.
Yeah.
Originally, it was Mabel meets Romando. The first act break is I'm lonely, I want to leave, and then the second act break is I still want to leave.
Yeah.
Let's say if this was a one and done episode. Let's cut out the Decepticon attack from the first part, and let's say the Autobots don't really even notice that there's something weird about them being human, except Prowl has a sneaky suspicion. The wire comes loose and reality shakes a little. Prowl's able to process her over matter and get out of there for a minute, sending out an SOS as Starry gets the jetpack, so she goes and finds the substitute Autobots, and then we still have some, emotional stuff.
Sounds as if you miss being human.
It's not perfect, and probably will still have a lot of pacing issues and feel a little rushed, and maybe in another universe I would be saying this should be a 2-parter, but I don't know. And because this was made into a 2-parter and Transwarp was turned into a 3-parter, 2 episodes had to be killed. One of which was going to be the episode Mirror Mirror, dealing with an alternate reality where morality was swapped, which was planned for Season 3 but pushed back to a potential Season 4, which I'll go over in more detail on what would have been Season 4 video. And another episode was Bumble Prime, which would have saw Bumblebee become a Prime and fight against Galvatron and an army of zombie Predacons. Told to us by Bumblebee traveling with a mystical time-traveling guy. Hasbro cut the episode because it would have required a lot of new assets, as well as they were getting really frustrated with animated democratizing the title of Prime and giving it around to more characters. Which is why when Rodimus got a toy, it wasn't just an exclusive at Toys R Us, it was also, I guess he got a demotion and became a minor. The irony is, the next fucking series is called Transformers Prime, so literally all the toys will have Prime on them. And eventually, the legend himself, King Carlisle, produced his own comic of it. It's not really the episode's fault, and I still more or less enjoyed it. 6.5 out of 10.
Everyone's a critic.
Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you can, hit hype on mobile.